excited for him. And last thing about sports, Knicks schedule dropped. We have had, according to Tommy Beers on Twitter, we have more nationally televised games this year, excluding NBA TV 23 than we've had in the last 4 years. Actually, not even the last four. I think he said the last 7 years. We're back on Christmas. We're playing the Hawks. A lot of people had, it's actually like a whole like civil war going on Twitter now with Hawks fans and Knicks fans about who's making who relevant. I will say this though, with the Hawks, you beat us in the first round of the playoffs, went all the way to the conference finals, but what's the only thing that's remembered from your playoff run is Trae Young versus 20,000 Knicks fans. So who made who relevant? Exactly.
Like beating the Knicks is like what made you relevant. So it's kind of like it's like being on the floor, like where you're like bleeding, and you're like, I made you, the whole thing.
Yeah, and they actually have some interesting stuff because it's the diamond anniversary of the NBA, 75 years. And it actually has like a 5-game stretch where it's gonna celebrate the history of the NBA, and the Celtics, Knicks, and the Warriors were the only NBA teams to have been playing consistently since the BAA, which was the predecessor to the NBA, started. So they're having like a whole week where they're celebrating out, where all three of those teams play each other, and the kickoff game is us against the Raptors, because the first NBA game was the Knicks versus the Toronto Muskies at the time.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So we got 23 national games, 29 if you include the NBA TV games, which are, they're their own thing, but you could still watch it locally, whereas like the ABC, ESPN, TNT games are only on those channels. So it's a huge upgrade. And when I saw the amount of games, because that's almost like half the season, I tweeted, I was like, whether or not people want to admit it or not, the NBA has been waiting for the New York Knicks to be good. If they weren't, they would have been pushing Brooklyn to be the New York team, and everybody knew that wasn't going to happen. So I'm really excited. I'm hyped. We made some good ass moves. I didn't previously get to talk about it, but we made some good ass moves. Picked up Evan Fournier, brought back Derrick Rose, brought back Nerlens Noel, brought back Alec Burks. We literally brought back all the people who I was hoping we'd bring back, in at least Derrick Rose. And then if I had to keep people from last year, I wanted to keep Nerlens and I wanted to keep Alec Burks. So I was happy about that. And then by some stroke of fortune, I mean, it has to be disclaimed, with his injury history, you kind of have to tap it. You have to keep your expectations like tepid. But we somehow lucked into getting Kemba Walker, who's an all-star point guard. He's from Soundview in the Bronx. He grew up with one of my best friends right here in this pic, my boy Ant, who is from Soundview. Ant claims to have been the one that taught him that, step back move that he pulled on my school, Pittsburgh, in the Big East tournament. So I'm really glad he's got, like, Ant always used to give me shit about the Knicks, but now that his boy's on the Knicks, now he want to be a Knicks fan. But we welcome all comers, because the Knicks are coming, man. If he's healthy, the Knicks are going to be a problem. We brought back Randle. Randle's going to be here for a while. RJ, I keep telling people it's funny, and they're playing him. They're playing him real silly, and I'm getting tired of this shit. I think we all are getting tired of this shit. And I feel like it's going to be a point where RJ just has like a really, really breakout season. I'm not talking about like a really good season. I'm talking about all-star caliber season, and people is going to be acting like they're fucking surprised. They're going to be acting like they're fucking surprised because they spent so much time trying to make him out like he ain't shit. He was a top high school recruit in the country over Zion Williamson, and then went to Duke and won ACC Freshman of the Year over Zion Williamson, who he was playing with. He averaged 14 points and like 4 rebounds and 4 assists in his rookie season. He came back his sophomore season after the pandemic, big ass layoff, came back even stronger and averaged 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 40% from the 3-point line. And I just remember this morning when I was like brushing my teeth. I'm like, people don't realize how huge it is that he was shooting 40% from 3-point range last year. For one, he had a fucking net negative player in Alfred Payton as his point guard. He also had a stretch where he was like 2 for 24 from 3-point range, and he actually like didn't hit a 3-pointer for like 5 games and still ended up shooting 40% from 3. And this year he's got Kemba Walker. He's got a motivated Julius Randle, because everybody keeps talking about his playoffs. I'm excited for the Knicks, man. I mean, like, there might be a little regression as far as playoff seeding, but I see them winning like 45, 47 games, maybe even 50.